Oh, how's it going? This is going to be a little bit of a vent. It's nothing. There's nothing like, political or like big. It's big in my life. Um, so I just got a call from my aunt, who's my mother's sister, and she said that you need to check in with your father. He's not doing that well. So I called him. He'd sent a text earlier, I think yesterday, or the day before, saying, when is your job starting? And I said, I'm not really sure. It really depends on the background check that they've been doing on me. I think it's going a little slow because I have an international job on my resume, and that kind of slows things down. It was the same case when I was over in the UK that they'd have to do a lot of foreign background checking, and it's a lot more difficult. They have to go down different channels, especially when you don't have much of a presence in one country, and the checkers don't know exactly. So anyway, I figured that it would take a little bit longer to do the background check. Um, so anyway, I called my dad and I said, what's going on? I heard this is kind of sad, but I'll just tell you. I'll just read the text from my aunt. And it's just kind of it's sad in a funny way. I try to find the humor in all sad situations. So I said, she said, I spoke to your dad. He's in bad shape. He's in bed and can't walk. Not sure if you know this, but I do think he needs your help. I can't get down there this weekend. May be able to go next weekend. And I said, I talked to him. So basically, she said, I spoke to him twice and he can't walk. He's back in bed, not sure how he's getting around or eating. Squirrels ate his package of Subway. It's not good. So, so I called him up and I said, "What's the deal?" So my aunt says that squirrels have been eating your food. It's just kind of, he's not one to joke around when he's in pain. And so essentially, he said, um, he had Subway delivered to the house, which he's not from Philadelphia. Subway is an abomination against food, against sandwiches, against all that is holy in this world. But I guess it'll tide you over until the next meal. And he said that they left it there, and I guess he didn't get to it right away, and the squirrels ate it. The squirrels in Virginia are absolute monsters. They will eat anything. If you put your trash out, so this is the place where my parents live. They put the trash out, and the trash guys never come at the same time. It's either maybe 8 o'clock in the morning, or maybe it's 10:30, in the morning. That's 2 hours. The squirrels and the crows uh, get to the food, and it's almost like a race to see which one's clever. Squirrels are really annoying because they just leave trash all over the place. And the crows are even worse because they'll pick it up and fly away with it and just leave it wherever they're done with it. Um, so so anyway, I call him, squirrels. I guess squirrels have been eating your food. And he's like, and I ask him, he's just not getting around. He has bad knees. He has a bad back. He has bad feet. Doesn't help that he's overweight. He's not severely overweight, but when all you do is eat and you don't move around very much, then you're going to get big. So this is kind of like a window into my future. Is like I need to take care of myself because I don't want to end up like my father. I already feel the knee is a little weak right now, so I guess the less weight you put on the knees, the better. So anyway, so he's not doing that well. He hasn't been able to visit my mom since Sunday. So it's Wednesday now, so she's gone a few days without it. My dad tried to refinance the house in order to get a little bit extra cash, and apparently hasn't closed yet. And I don't know what the holdup is because I'm not really involved with it. I'm just aware of it. And so anyway, he's. I just don't know how this is gonna go down because I have to go down there and basically I have to be his taxi because he has to go to the doctor. I have to be, I don't know, a bit of a mover because I don't know how well he's going to be able to get around. I have to go visit mom. I gotta probably stock up on groceries. Um, I assume that he's going to be in bed most of the time, so I can probably juggle that a lot. But it's just sad that everything's kind of happening all at once. Perhaps maybe in the future I'll be, if this doesn't end, uh, let's just say that if things go south on both sides, my mom and my dad, that it's a lot to take right now, but it's maybe in the future I'll just look that I don't have to go through this twice. I just have to go through it 2 times at the same time. Um, and so it's just strange that I spent half my time down in Virginia, and it's not like visiting family. I mean, technically it is, but it's not like fun. You do fun things. This is an absolute misery going down there. I hate going down there. But I have to do it. You have to look after your family. They spent all those years looking after me, although I was pretty healthy the whole time. I was a bit of a pain in the ass once I hit puberty. I think I mellowed out as soon as I was done with high school. I mellowed out a lot. I haven't had my sip yet. It was really hot. Imagine how hot it would have been 5 minutes ago. So all of this is coupled with the fact like I haven't heard back from my job yet, so maybe I can get a quick visit down there. Do some if they start asking questions, maybe I can delay it a little bit. But I really need this job for my own sanity, for my finances, for my future. This job has to go through. I've already been hired. Just have to do all the onboarding background check, and I hope that it drags out a little bit longer. And I might as well go down now because Lord knows when I'm going to be able to do it again because I don't have a car. So I will be commuting with my wife who works a little bit further down the road so she can come and pick me up, I think. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but we'll see. So in the meantime, I just started a new website. I guess I'll put the link in the description. So I decided that the traffic on my website was largely due to the fact that I either fully ignorant of SEO, which is search engine optimization. So I've been studying on that, trying to get it up, trying to get these scores up. Although people, they really, if you want to get like the full works, people will pay like $100 a month just to get stats on their website. Which I get if you're selling things, but I'm not selling anything. I'm just trying to get people onto the site, generate a higher reputation, just sort of snowball it so that the ad revenue can pick up. So all I'm trying to do is sell ads. But it's interesting. So anyway, I decided that a lot of this was down to the fact the URL is a bit stupid. It's called Know It All to Know Nothing. I do not know why I came up with this. This was probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I had it on WordPress.com. So the whole site is a WordPress site, but I had it on a WordPress blog site. So they host your site for you. You don't pay anything, but you can't draw any revenue from it. And they get ads onto your site, and you don't get anything out of it. It's a free hosting site. So anyway, I decided, I was like, what, I'm going to do this. So 2015, it's, about 6.5 years ago. It was November when I started. I decided I was going to put all these posts on there and just sort of get them going. So a lot of these are just posts about my notes on the great books. I guess you could call it in a roundabout sense something like Spark Notes or Cliff Notes or something like that. There's a ton of them. And I've sort of been studying, not stealing ideas, but in the sense of studying layout, technique and things like that. I come up with my own ideas. I see things in my own way, but I try to read these great books, which I have upstairs. There's probably about 50 some of them. And they came out with another edition, which adds several more. Those are just volumes. There's several books within each volume, so you're talking about hundreds of books there. So anyway, I put my notes on there, and I've got something like 500 blog posts. So I have to go through and do the SEO, which means you have to do all these tags, anchor tags, it's meta descriptions and things like that. It's a pain in the ass, but it's getting easier. Just setting up the website was an absolute pain in the ass, but I got it done. Um, and I'm sort of backloading them. I'm putting them the same date as I had on the original website, just for my own continuity. Um, I'm glad I finally pulled the trigger on it, but everything started crashing afterwards with my mom, and then this job thing. I guess I was just kind of waiting around. Might as well just get this going because this is like really the most time-consuming part is the establishment of the website, getting a rhythm, understanding how to do it, and then doing it. Doing it is actually the easy part. It's just learning what to do. It's fun, but it's brutal work, especially with this piece of crap of a computer right here, because the website, the WordPress user interface is very taxing on the memory of the computer, the RAM of the computer, and it just like you just click it and you have to wait like 10 seconds. I know 10 seconds in the grand scheme of things is not that great of a amount of time, but come on, like who's got 10 seconds anymore? Ain't nobody got time for that. So right now, as it seems like there's too much going on in my life. Things are too busy. I do have a job coming up. Poor Lucy, one of our cats, had to get a polyp out of her nasal passage, which means they had to go through her throat, up there, snip it out. Apparently, it was the size of a Skittle. It's funny that that's like to think in terms of food, as far as comparing things. So it's about the size of an orange or a grape, or Skittle, or a nerd if it's a small one. So anyway, she's in this giant cage. It was actually made for a dog to be in, and she's a tiny cat, and she's drugged up. But we have to keep her in there. My wife's a vet, so we have to follow the rules, to the letter. Just so she doesn't pick at the incision and then the scabbing completes. No, it's itchy. I hate seeing her in there because she's a little monster who loves running all over the place. And I don't like seeing her all drugged up and sort of fed up. So anyway, and so I was thinking, all these things going on at once, and it just seems like, yesterday nothing was going on at all. It just comes in bursts, and you just kind of have to find a way to withstand the deluge of crap coming your way. Some of it's good, some of it's terrible, some of it's stuff that you have to deal with. My wife's going to be, I guess she can't really be pissed off. We have a tax appointment to deal with the stuff that our finances when we came over from England. I'm not going to be able to be there because that's tomorrow evening and I have to leave tomorrow morning. So I can find out what happens to my father. So anyway, I was thinking about this because it seems like actually I'll have quite a bit of time down in Virginia. Dad's not going to be able to do anything. I thought one of these things, like this deluge of stuff that was happening, it just kind of reminded me of a poem. It's a very famous poem by Rudyard Kipling. It's called If. I have it on the screen here, and I'll read it. And it just actually, I don't remember the lines exactly. I've read this a million times. I saw it for the first time when I was a teenager. I didn't really think too much of it, but later as I go on, it's just I keep coming back to this poem. It's a very famous poem. It's sort of like a rugged, sort of, you pull yourself up by the bootstraps thing, and I think that it kind of speaks to the way I think about the world. Is I don't really want people to help me, to rely on people's help. But I guess you can never really turn it down if you really need help. So anyway, this whole thing reminded me of the first line. It says, "If you can keep your head when all about you is losing there." There's a little extra in blaming on you. So I thought of that, and I just thought, like, if you can keep your head when all about you is losing theirs, if everybody else is sort of panicking and just not really, uh, you know, not really with it, I think you're gonna have to find a way to then the end. I don't want to give the end of the poem away. The poem was written over 100 years ago, so it doesn't matter. You can go look it up. It's "If" by Rudyard Kipling. And I thought this would be interesting to talk about lines of the poem because I think each one of these things deserves to be talked about in great length. I think it's such an amazing poem. I try to live my life somewhat along these lines, maybe not to the letter, but um, I think it is a good way to live your life. And, as far as these great books, this is my hobby. This is what I do. I love it. I won't say I love it more than anything. I've got this little guy right here. Say hello, Georgie. No, not interested. So I've got my animals. I've got my wife, my family. I'm going to get back into judo as soon as I establish a pattern with work, so I don't, burn the candle at both ends, so to speak. I wonder how many people say, so to speak, after burning the candle at both ends. Everything has to be followed by that. That you'd almost think that that's part of the expression, so to speak. And so I was thinking, like, so it'd be a nice series, and that this is the way I want to live my life. And I think that each line in the poem deserves a, a little, um, just something to dig just beneath the surface and see if I could find out anything uh, application, I guess I would call it. So anyway, I guess I'll keep this somewhat short. It's already gone on for 17 minutes. So, I don't know. Either you won't see very much of me, or you'll see too much of me. Like I said, it comes in bursts. So, I'll see you soon, and wish me luck. All right, see ya.